Okay, so here's the thing. I know this is like really hard for like one human to like wrap their head around. I'm like, unless you work in like aeronav elsewhere. Alright, so this version of All Areas Stupid in New York that my movie set directed into my whatever. I don't even know, like, how do I put into words how fucked up my life is if you live elsewhere? Because you automatically assume, when I say Africa, if you're white, you assume I mean white African. People in America don't think white people exist in Africa. I swear to God, that's how stupid they are in New York. When you say Africa, it is all black and melanin rich. They have more melanin in their skin. They own all of Africa, according to them. There's no such thing as a Egyptian or Moroccan in an oasis that's more of a caramel ashy hue. And there's no such thing as a white anything royal anywhere in Africa, maybe towards the south of the Cape of the Horn of the whatever. I mean, it's like the all towers down. So if this goes on a borderless world of all area gods, and I have to try to communicate just the level of dipshit and stupid in New York that I am living in as a goddess, isolated from all help anywhere and everywhere, just trying to get to one man that I gave you the warning ahead of time. I didn't want to have to go down Recovery Drive where I make you all look like the assholes that you actually are. And I give you every excuse you've given me in every book leading up in your human scripts of stupid as your towers were going down generationally and getting worse and getting worse and getting worse and getting worse and getting worse. It's like, is there not one field office that can tell the story proper the first time to get me to Niklaus? Like, do you really have to go down the Recovery Drive where I kill you all and I put your hands into clasps because you're no longer deemed necessary or useful to God in any fashion whatsoever? You might want to think about your daily role. I know, I got the Bible people. They're like, oh my God, but we are the nice Christian church ladies like they want on the Saturday Night Live, who has interviewed, not Anthony Hopkins, whatever the guy who looks like Jackie Liebberg, whatever his name was, handsome fella, right, so he was, my mom said that he was some kind of like a playboy guy, like, whatever. I didn't get that sense off of him. I thought he was more respectable than what Linda was selling out of her blasphemous mouth, but that happens a lot. So how do I tell you about the broken head towers serving my all area ear coming out on kitty litter, fucking with my entire like life plan, because I had last generation writing personal scripts into God's life just so they didn't lose their fingers and they could have robots and do all their work. I know that they exist. I watched them from Immortality Elsewhere. I mean, you don't get the title. I mean, you don't throw the title God around lightly. You just don't. I mean, in fact, I don't really use it in public ever. This is on private catalog on Recovery Drive where people smart places who have pearls of wisdom in all space and time, Aeronav, and they might not be cuneiform human, they might be changeling, which I would prefer in my creature comforts. I fucking hate this cuneiform, uniform, human by day label for, I don't know, 41 wasted, isolated years. This is not my main function. There's other ones of you that we script that enjoy this kind of shit. This is not my cup of tea. This was not my life plan. This is never all area acceptable. So, if I had to say, since I'm all gods, omni, Not to piss off anybody in Allah territory. That's why I say Allah from Valhalla. So this way you know that there's like a similarity somewhere. But if I was going to go to what all area deemed armpit, ARMPIT, do you know why they gave the Middle East the label armpit? It was not disrespectful at all. What it is that when you're being dragged to somewhere you don't want to go, where do you grab somebody? Right in the armpit, so you have full control and you don't lose them and the grips slip off. You grab them in the armpit, you hold them tight, and you move them. Yeah? Great. That's why they are the armpit. Stronghold. Like strong men, strong values, like smart people. They didn't need mental institutions like America to grow weak stupids everywhere that don't listen and have zero morals and ethics, zero family values. That's America. Right. Middle East is the armpit stronghold, like the cluster, like I can rely on like a rock. Right. That's how that one works. Yeah, I know everybody in like Michael Tanner, Gabe, the drinking buddy that I saved somehow. So he was embedded in where I needed him later on in life. Yeah, God gives up part of her life to save you. You kind of come and want to be the big brother she always wanted. But, right, that was like one afternoon. And then she got drunk and got really sick. And then she got in trouble for that. Fucking humans. I fucking hate you all. I don't hate Michael. I just hate the whatevers. So if I'm Allah from Valhalla, let's say I was holding an ISIS flag. It's black and white, has my ancient Egyptian name on it as goddess. The Egyptians can testify that I was of golden hue and that I was very revered in strength, but also in fairness and kindness to those that deserved it, not like the protector of all area, everybody. Not much changes ever when my legend comes back to embodiment. So here I am holding the black and white ISIS flags. There is a lot of, I met a boy in school. He married my friend Melissa. She kind of looks like me. Actually, now that I put on a little weight, I see the resemblance a lot more. All right, but anyway. So Rosowski, right, married Thanasi Gnosis. He claimed to be Greek. I swear to God, he looks like he is from like Allahabad, or I can't even pronounce it. I don't want to. Right, somewhere Afghanistan-ish. That and listen, it was not just me, and it's not a disrespectful like poke. The NYPD Minnie Mouse like police force, the local ones, they hired him to do undercover like anti-terror whatever. They said that he looked Middle Eastern, not Greek. You tell a real Grecian that that's Greek, they're like, they'll take your heads off. I've seen them. They're not all holding pottery like gods, like happy all the time. No, you disrespect them. Oh my God, they will come after you. All right, anyway, right. I tend to grew up right in Little Green Men in Russia in a very large corridor. I like to have the land mass of 9 time zones with the most amount of strong men on the face of the earth. Those are the right white to protect my goddess white. I know the Norwegians get mad, but you're too close to the wrong crown. So I am pulling you into my Russia over the Urals, because those are very important for flying aeronav and like mysterious events from gods elsewhere. Right, those are my creature comforts. That's actually where I belong, not in this all area of New York is proud of itself. Ugh. So anyway, going back to how do I explain? Okay, so if I am ISIS in looking like black hair, male, long beard, not to disrespect them, but like, just play with me for 1 second. If I was going to put on a costume and I was going to pretend to be a boy for a minute, because I'm not very girly at this point. If I put on the long beard and I put on whatever garb is comfortable in that neck of the wood, or they don't have trees, but whatever, in sand dunes for like ever. And there's one Mirage, which is Morocco, respectable place. Yes, I have heard so. Okay, so those people who rile and anger very easily, so I do never want to disrespect them, as Allah from Valhalla and ISIS, all in the same. Look at that. Okay, so and Bharat. I mean, I have a lot of names. Those were my old spy from like ancient alien coming back. Yeah, there's like a lot of me, but how do I explain that to all area of dummies that don't know things? And don't know I'm back. Okay, so anyway, so here we are with, if I'm holding that with dark hair and dark, right? Okay, I would be Snow White in like, that's how my husband wants me to be portrayed, with dark hair and white skin in like, oh, she has 7 things, shorter men to take care of all of her all area needs, and they're the most reliable, happy, dopey, sneezy, grumpy, whatever. And grumpy is just her favorite, just like Snow White. Yes, it is. 'Cause grumpy means that if my life is not right, I know why you're grumpy. That is the big brother and the dad I always wanted. So preparing my life script for being born, I'm like, why am I getting the wet nurse, Italian, with the Catholic toilet paper? Swear to God, that is what my Svetlana Shetland pony was saying before she was born to Il Cadore